I'm based in Pure Forest. Good to know. I'm based in Pure Forest. Most of my internet just does odd things every now and then, so just bear with me. And my daughter is due off the school bus very soon, so there's no doubt that she'll come in and just interrupt things for a while. But as soon as she's seen all your faces, she'll know what's going on, and then she'll disappear again. So yes, so I lead the Sparks team, who are generally based in Ōtautahi, Christchurch. We're a tiny team. There's basically myself. I have a colleague that works with me, somebody across social media, and then we have 2 designers as well. And yeah, and so I do have a tiny presentation for you, and I'll take you through it, and then you can just throw questions my way. Is that going to help? Cool. I thought I had everything prepared in the background. I can't. Hey, just a quick thumbs up if you have heard of Sparklers before. I don't know who I'm. Oh yeah, okay, so a reasonable. Yep. Cool. And then also some newbies to us as well. It's so lovely to talk to you. I feel like Life Education Trust and Sparklers have a lot in common. We're both inside of schools. We both work in that health and wellbeing space. But then there's also that thing about population level approach, whereby we're not just talking or allowing people to participate because, you know, somebody said they need it. You know, we all do that thing of this is for everybody because we all have health and mental health or haora. So yeah, so it feels, I feel comfortable, really comfortable. So thank you for that. And of course, I know your mahi to some degree, one through everyone talking about it, teachers, kaiako, all that sort of thing, but also with regard to my own 3 children who, you know, I thank you for in terms of encouraging us to have conversations that we wouldn't normally have, you know, based around Harold's lovely book. Yeah, and I always adore when they're with you. Yeah, I know because they're quite, it all changes. Coolly. So can you all see my screen here? Yeah, cool. Oh, what did I just press there? Go away. I can hear Lulu arriving now, so you'll probably see her coming there. So Sparklers is generally an online website, is free for everyone to access. There's nothing hidden here. Everything is available to everybody. Sorry, I'm just listening to, yeah, can you hear? Cool. And so we know that, cool. Yeah, come here. Excuse me. So it's a free wellbeing toolkits for schools, classrooms, and home and use for tamariki. I'm just on a Zoom, darling.
You did go swimming.
Oh, you did go swimming?
Yeah.
Oh, not in the rain?
No.
Can you see there's lots of people here and I'm talking to them about Sparklers. Look, they're waving.
Hey.
So it's all about educating our tamariki in order that they are and remain the experts in their own mental health and well-being. And we always talk about this being now, but also for the rest of their lives. And we know that through our own, this is new data to us. We have never looked at where our spread is before. Thanks, darling. And so we've been able to analyse our newsletter, our e-newsletter, and which is a reasonable sized database, but we've only been able to look at 1/3 of it because those third are the teachers kaiako that gave us their schools as a part of their email addresses, and the rest we don't know about as yet. We are working on that. And we know that from those third of our database that over 60% of New Zealand primary schools are represented, which is great in terms of where we are, who's engaged, and those sorts of things. And so the way that we work is we have our online resources, which is generally for school use, and we have Sparklers at home as well, which is for whanau use. And comes in handy when it comes to things like lockdown times. We know Ministry of Education always refer to it as a place to go, and we know that teachers kind of start to overlay the work that they do with Sparklers in terms of wellbeing with Sparklers at home, so bringing and connecting with whanau. And we have really our proactive and active social pages as a part of this as well, creating kind of content that's a bit fun and a bit real and true and hopefully helpful as well. So we have basically our Facebook, Instagram pages, which are for general use and generally for parents. And then we also have a closed teacher group in order that with about 6,500 teachers in it, in order that they can talk to us about wellbeing and have have conversations that pertain to teachers. Yeah. And then, Sparklers draws on much the same as Life Education Trust, 5 Ways to Wellbeing, Te Whare Tapa Whā, and the TKI Key Competence Lexis. And we also work in the core subject areas now as well. And we also bring in the context of the health curriculum too. So those underlying key concepts. We are told that Sparklers is super easy to use, so we're really pleased about that, and it works at that classroom population level approach, is what I was talking about. So Sparklers is for everybody, and the reason for that is that it came out of initially the Christchurch earthquakes here in Ōtautahi. And we were asked by teachers to create something that would support them, in turn supporting tamariki, who they were noticing higher levels of anxiety and increases in kind of conflict management, peer relationship stuff, and they really wanted some support with that. And we were super keen not to create something that was just for those children, because everybody at some time in their life is going to have to overcome some sort of adversity. And so the more prepared we are for that, and the more real we know that, so I'm just going to a screen in the background, real good. The more we, kind of like know that that's what life looks like sometimes, the better prepared we are for it. And then we are, like you, big fans of mental health and wellbeing not always needing a clinical approach. But that's often when it comes to mind, and we know that services are often funded before any preventative approaches are. And we say, Sparklers doesn't need any kind of specialist or clinician intervention. We always say that you can only do Sparklers right. No harm here that can be done. And we always say too that the 5 ways in whare tapa whā can guide the solutions. And this year we've really concentrated on whare tapa whā being the kind of basis of our year's work as well. So this is a little snapshot of Sparklers at home. We changed this up, obviously. This would have been when the floods were coming through, and West Coast, we were worried about them. So I think we popped this up for a little bit as well. So it changes in line with whatever's happening at the time.
Hungry.
You're hungry. Yeah, that's cool. I'll get you something to eat really soon.
No.
Little bit of research here around Sparklers. This was kind of an unexpected result for us in terms of it being seen to be a kind of, I guess, an anti-bullying toolkit. But actually, when you think about Sparklers and the reasons for that, and we head back, if I just show you here, so these are the filters, how you filter for activities using Sparklers. And if you think about the types of filters that we have in here, for example, the wellbeing topics, ready for learning, resilience and growth, mindfulness, gratitude, managing emotions, strengths, identity and culture, and kindness and friendship. And when those are your key focus, it's not surprising that Sparklers is working in terms of helping with bullying, helping reduce bullying inside of schools. Yeah. Is that making sense? Yeah. Yeah, so it's those kind of things that we weren't actually weren't expecting from the research that came out as well. And we know too from the research that kids that were finding things super tough and have challenges at home or at school or both actually do engage with sparklers. And when we kind of dug deeper into that, because again, you know, we say sparklers for everyone, but it seems like sparklers is also working for kids that are going through particularly tough times. And again, the reason for that is that it looks like fun. Often the activities are really fun, or they look really relaxing. I've got a cat fight now. And so that's the reason that we think that children want to join in. We all want to be where the fun is. We all want it to be where it looks, you know, kind of relaxing and calm. Yeah. Or when you're focusing on strengths and those sorts of things. Cool. And then other results here with regard to, Spark. So this is independent research from IHI and us just kind of discovering whether or not Sparklers was working, making a difference and contributing to positive mental health and outcomes for tamariki as well. If you want to pick up any Sparks activities, go for your life, do what suits you, you feel comfortable with inside of the school and with tamariki. Just trust yourself. You know how to work with kids, you know about mental health and wellbeing. And we know too that Sparklers works are best a little and often. So inside of our research, we know that 4 times a week for as little as 10 minutes will have a positive impact for tamariki and teachers, which is exciting. And we know too that learning tamariki know the why are we doing this behind the activities really helps with their engagement and their learning as well. How's that feeling? Just letting the cat out. Do you want to come off mute and ask me some questions?
I've got a question for Joe and Michelle, really. Yep. Are we able to have Sparklers as a link on our lesson plans?
Michelle and I were just talking about that.
So I've already just chosen 2 that I really liked as well.
Yeah, because there's lots there that we could actually then direct teachers to, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple of Sparklers activities already as links on our, and Michelle has a couple more that are in the backlog that
you gave me last week. That's on my list today.
That she's going to do for us. But anything that you can see that fits really well with your lessons, and I know there's lots, let us know, because it's quite neat if we can put a little link to what you had in mind or how it might be used as well. Just
helps us with the tagging and with which concepts to tag it under. But yeah.
I'm pleased that you're in the background or on your phones looking at Sparklers, because that's the best way to get familiar with it and and use it and find what suits you. And yeah, cool.
I've got a question.
Oh, go for it.
Here comes Nick. I've been using Sparklers, really love it. And with your Te Whare Tapa Whā, I followed the YouTube on to make the kids making their own Te Whare Tapa Whā. Which is really cool, and created resources from that, because they were listing down what they were, and then I've created resources and used them in the classroom, so they've been really good this week. My question is they have the one so that you can make your own Te Whare Tapa Whā, and she draws it. Do you have a template for that? Because I'm currently trying to do it myself on the computer, and I can, but I thought if there's one there, that would be cool, so that the teachers can just print it off.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of work around Whare Tapa Whā at the moment, so you will see us. So last week we actually used Whare Tapa Whā to explore Te Reti o Waitangi as well, and how we might do that. If we go into the activities here.
Yeah, we just saw that
Um,
one when we were having a bit of a play.
So if you go on to make your own whare tapawhā here, there's the template.
I'm talking about just the one page for the kids individually. Oh, that's not the big one, is it? Oh, I see. That's different to what I was thinking. Yep.
Oh, okay. Are you talking about, sorry,
Okay.
I think are you, so you might want to, one of the things that you could do is, I'm guessing that you're talking about, you can see what a whare tapawhā here. Are you talking about this one, Fill My Whare Tapawhā?
Yeah, that one, but it's just a basic one on the paper. It's just basic, so you get the kids to do it themselves. But I know that I've taken it right back to year 5s, believe it or not, year 0s. So we're introducing the whole school into it. So so it would be easier for the teachers if it was just one there with that there actually, but black and white. So even more basic than that.
Okay,
I
cool.
just didn't know that one.
One thing that you could steal, I'm just thinking, if you go into the wall display, the big one that goes into meters, huge, it's a mosaic that they create as a wall display. If you, it says here's the full 39 pages, print page 1. You could just print page 1 and then they could add their labels. Yeah.
Yeah, and just take it out.
And that's one that they could colour in and spend some time on as well.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that does help. Thank you so much.
Oh, good.
I have a question, Anna. So just from a logistics point of view or company, so if this is all free, where does your funding come from?
So we are a tiny little part of the CDHB here in Christchurch. We're actually a little part of the All Right campaign, which was a wellbeing campaign here post quakes. And we came about because teachers were asking us for support. And so our funding comes from Ministry of Health at the moment until June. And then, fingers crossed, we can move on from there as well. So, but it's always that way with kind of government funding as well. Yeah. So we are a collaboration between the CDHB and Mental Health Foundation. Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so health funded as opposed to education funded, which is interesting. Education refer to our work a lot, but yeah, all of our funding comes from health. Yeah. Yeah. Jo, you had some questions that you wanted me to talk to us about.
Having a look back through. We were quite interested in the map that you put up at the beginning about how widely used it was, and Christchurch, we thought, oh well, there's no surprises there, but
that's right.
Auckland was really
70%.
Yeah, I think so. It's very comparative.
Same level. Yeah. Oh my goodness, I'll just put a cat fight in my room. It's all go here, isn't it? The drama, the love of working from home. Yeah, I was really surprised at that too. Sparklers hasn't ever been advertised. We've never had any campaign around Sparklers. It's only moved through word of mouth. But my guess is that Auckland has picked it up because of the amount of lockdowns they've had up there. And that was the time that Ministry of Education put it onto their website as a resource. So my guess is that that's where that's come from. Yeah, but we do have a big following up there in Auckland, which is great, so great, because it's really pushed us to really think, biculturally and consider what things are like in an environment that's quite different to our own. So we've been really lucky with that. It's been yeah.
And in terms of you were talking about the teachers' Facebook page and the closed group for teachers, is that where you sort of, when you get responses of what people are doing or what they want help with, is that where the inspiration for other activities comes from, or does it sort of happen in different ways?
Yeah, so what happens in terms of where we get our ideas from is that we do ask for feedback regularly, and we also watch carefully on the activities that are doing well, or that, you know, so that Fill My Whare Tapa Whā is always our top activity, no matter what the weather, no matter what the time of year. I mean, obviously our analytics really decrease over holiday times, but that one always remains high, and we're never quite sure. We know that the traffic is generally coming through Google searches, so it must be one of those top ones that you know, that comes in there. And so we knew that that was a place that teachers were looking to as well. And we'd heard from teachers in Kaiako that they weren't always finding it easy to apply inside of a classroom context. And kind of, I always have it that our job is to make their job easier. And so that's what we try, that's what we do. Meg also is a teacher, so she's kind of like very aware of how things are and what's going on. I know you're hungry.
Okay,
yeah,
Lulu,
so-
we're nearly finished.
yeah, thank you. So I guess, yeah, so, and I think that we just, yeah, I think teachers are very open with us. We feel like we've got quite a reciprocal relationship with them. They will let us know if something's not working, or it's, I know I can see it too. If something's not working, or if something's really working. So we just kind of try and be as responsive as we can. And I guess that's the beauty of the small team, that we can just, you know, we can make the changes ourselves. There's not really a big process to go through to get things up. We have, you know, 3 Māori advisors who help us significantly with our mahi. Yeah, and so yeah, we're just lucky, I think. Yeah.
So you said
Yeah.
you worked with the mental health organisation, was it? Foundation. Is that who does your, it's not fact checking, but is that who does your checking of when you do stuff? That it's
Sometimes I have a background in psychology, and so a lot of the content I'll write, and I also write across. I also do, so I actually contract into Sparklers, and so I also write for Ministry of Social Development as well. And so I'm kind of very used to writing that kind of content. And we do go through a kind of a review process as well. So in some of those instances, it will definitely go to people inside of MHF in order to get their thoughts and feelings around it, and feedback. Yeah. But mostly our work will be created inside of the team, and then we'll look to management support or cultural support for feedback and edits and changes. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
All good.
Sarah.
No. I'm hungry.
Me too.
Sorry, Sarah, you ready?
No, she's got no sound.
Oh,
Do sign language.
you could put it in the text box, chat box. She's
Do
fast
actions.
typing.
Could mime it for us.
Sounds like.
Yeah.
I've just ringing her so she can ask me,
Oh,
and then I
that's a
can,
good idea.
because she has great questions. That's if she picks up. Hello. Okay, tell me what your question is.
Okay, my question is,
Can you hear?
Yeah.
Cool, go.
given how like brilliant Sparklers is from a resource look and resource content, how much of the work is that? Like budget wise or time wise? It just strikes me that must take a huge amount of time.
Yeah. I suppose so. I guess I work 15 to 20 hours across Sparklers each week. None of us actually are full-time across it at all. I think we've just got very swift with our work. I think it's a part of what we've been doing for a long time now in terms of the All Right campaign, which is, you know, coming up 8 years old. Yeah, and I think we've probably, you know, I think the deal is with health promoters like us is that we say the same things and write the same things 1,000 different ways in order that it meets 1,000 different audiences. And I think that we've just got, you know, we've got refined at that like you will have. Does that make sense? Does that help? Yeah. But honestly, I mean, I don't want to take credit here because I do have an outrageously amazing team, and yeah, and I think the other thing too is that we're a tight team, we're a close team, so it's kind of like we just know what each other is kind of needing, wanting, thinking. Yeah. I don't know if that helps.
That's fantastic, Anna. So I'll be just looking at the Facebook page, and you'll see me jumping on there shortly. But thank you so much for your time this morning. Afternoon. God, it has been a long day. And yeah, it's just given us a little bit more background as to what we're looking at, and now we have your face when we look at those fabulous things on Sparklers. We have your face in the background to sort of thank for that. So we really appreciate all the hard work and mahi that you've put into having a site.
Yeah, and the more
sorry,
the more we understand about how it works, the more we can, when we're in schools and schools are questioning us about things, you go, have you seen Sparklers? This I've got this activity. So it's nice to be able to talk with a bit of authority about what it offers.
Yeah, yeah, nicely said.
Please also don't hesitate to get in touch. hello@sparklers comes to me. And you're really welcome to do that. As I said, this is, you know, we don't do Sparklers alone. It's, you know, we're responding to what we're hearing inside of schools and communities, and you do that work beautifully. So if there's anything that we can be doing differently or to support your mahi, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Yeah.
Oh wow, just wait for those emails to hit the hello Sparklers box.
Going to wish you'd never said that.
No, I honestly, I won't, I promise.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, we better let you go feed Lulu because she's fading away.
Yes. Oh.
That was the timing.
Yeah, thanks so much again for your time. And yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on that space. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye now. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Where's my mouse? There it is.